Now on the news that two-time major winner and former world #1 Dustin Johnson will play in golf's first Saudi-backed breakaway event. Delighted to say we've got the 2014 winning Ryder Cup captain Paul McGinley on the line right now. Thanks very much for talking to us, Paul, and reacting to this seismic news. How surprising is this?
I think the only surprise name is Dustin Johnson's. Everybody else was expected and well rumoured in the media and conversations around the tours in the last couple of months, and no surprise there. But Dustin Johnson's was a little bit out of left field, considering he had pledged his loyalty to the PGA Tour a mere, 6 weeks ago.
Well, exactly, Paul. With the PGA Tour, they've been quite hard on this. Do you expect them to take action, but can they take action?
Well, I mean, that remains to be seen. You know, at this stage, we could well be heading to a court case. I don't know the legalities of all that, and I certainly don't want to go into a world that I've got no idea about. But yeah, I mean, that's what it's looking like at the moment. That's what's been rumoured for the last year or two, that this would end up in a legal case, and this way may well ignite it.
We were expecting some other players to be involved, you know, the likes of Poulter, Westwood, Garcia. Their names were bandied around. But this is a former world #1, two-time major winner. This is a huge moment, isn't it? Do you expect that the floodgates could maybe open a little bit with Dustin Johnson being involved?
Yeah, I mean, he is in the prime of his career, you know. With due respect to the other guys, you know, they're in the twilight of their career. So here's a guy, you know, who's, you know, very much considered in you know, when major championships come around, has always been one of the favourites. So it is a surprise to see a guy of that level. It's a big leap for him. It's a brave leap for him, considering, you know, all the other top players in the world, current top players in the world at the moment, have remained loyal to the PGA Tour and indeed the DP World Tour. So in terms of floodgates, I mean, we have to just wait and see what happens and how these events evolve, and how this Saudi League in time is going to evolve, and, you know, if the players are going to decide that this is a better option than the security of what they've had in the last 50-odd years between the DP World Tour and the PGA Tour, which is, you know, bearing in mind, it's not like they're doing bad on those tours either. You know, we've put the biggest prize monies in the history of the European Tour on the table this year, and the PGA Tour have done something similar. So, I mean, these guys are making a lot of money, and, you know, the opportunity to make even more money has obviously been appealing for them, and why they're going where they are.
It is appealing, but there is still a lot of opposition to this tournament for various reasons. Does it change, well, not change, sorry, damage maybe the legacy of Johnson, that he's decided to do this in his prime?
Oh, there's no doubt that this will go down as a historic moment in the game. Absolutely, you know, and if this Saudi League does gather ahead of speed and does challenge the current established two tours in the world, you know, considering the background and who's involved and the whole ideas of team events and everything, I mean, it could turn golf upside down and on its head. And as a result, you know, so this could in time be a historic moment. But we'll have to see how it plays out. I mean, at this stage, he's only one player. You know, all the other remaining top players in the world have remain completely loyal to the PGA Tour in particular. And they feel they've got it good over there, you know, and they do have it good. I mean, they're playing for $10-12 million every single week with a prize fund for first prize of over $2 million. Their endorsements are massive, and they're flying around in their private jets every week and going home to their families every Sunday night. So, you know, the idea of this Saudi League in time is to take it around the world more often, you know, in a Formula One style kind of tour. So, you know, that's it's a big change from what they've been doing. So we're going to have to wait and see how it all evolves. I mean, I'm very much aligned with the DP World Tour. I'm on the board of the tour. I really believe in what we're doing there. I think we've got some brilliant business people on the board. We've got some brilliant business people on the PGA Tour board. And we got some great people at the heads of, you know, all the established organizations in the game at the moment. And they have all aligned behind the current ecosystem and given advice to these players that this is not a bad idea. But, you know, sometimes the players think more and they've decided, no, I'm going to go. And, you know, you'd have to say it's very much for the money that they're making this decision. I don't think that they think that, you know, the game is broken and team events every week is the way forward. You know, it looks like they're going for the fact that there's an extortionate amount of money being put on the table.
Just one final question, if we may, Paul. There are just 6 spots left. Do you expect any other big names to fill those 6 spots? And do you think Phil Mickelson will be one of them?
Well, I don't know the answer to that. I don't think anybody knows except Phil and maybe his conversations with the people involved with Liv. I don't know the answer to that. It looks like it, and if you're a betting man, you'd probably hedge to say yes. But I'm not sure. Phil has gone quiet in the last couple of months. He hasn't uttered one word publicly. He hasn't even been seen publicly, from what I know. So he's certainly keeping his cards very close to his chest, and we'll just have to wait and see how this all plays out. As I say, I think we're in a great spot in the current ecosystem. It's not like golf is broken, as I say, the prize monies have never been higher than they are at the moment. Relations between the two main tours in the world have never been better, and, may well improve going forward, even more so. We've got a co-sanctioned event up in Scotland where 10 of the top 12 players in the world are coming to play. That's part of the DP World Tour. It's not like life is broken here and the game needs to be reinvented in any way. That's my opinion anyway. I know other players and other people will have different opinion, but I think that the game's in a very secure, good place and moving forward. And it's disappointing that, a lot of players don't have the same view. And more importantly, they don't listen to the real business people, on the boards and in the various organizations around the game who are quite clearly all saying that this is not a good idea for the players to do. But at the end of the day, golf is very different than every other sport because the players are what's called independent traders. And, Mo Salah, for example, can't leave Liverpool and go and play 3 or 4 games over in Spain for Real Madrid whenever it suits him. Not that he probably would anyway, but let's say Barcelona. Whereas in the European tours and in the PGA Tour, the players, once they fulfill their membership obligations, which is, I think it's 15 in America and it's 4 in Europe outside of the majors and the world events. Once they fulfill those, they're free to be independent traders, and they're taking advantage of that at the moment. The leverage is very much with the players. They're not tied down to a contracts with the tours once they fulfill those obligations. And, they're exercising their right to do that at the moment, the way the tours are set up.